What up? What up? How you doing?
Sensational.
My guy, Chris, I have a question. Can girls say my guy? Can we when we say what's up to our friends, say what's up, my guy, or is that a guy thing?
I think you could say it. I don't see why not.
Because I wanted to say what's
I've
up, my
never I've
guy.
never I've never taken it as like something that they can't say my guy. Yeah, I mean I appreciate it. I
All
don't
right.
see no harm in it.
What's up, my guy?
My
Welcome to Kicks
guy.
of the Trade. We're back at it again for another episode coming straight to you. It's your girl Kels. I'm with Chris as always.
Mr. Sensational. I'm gonna start calling myself that. You know what? I'm not no knock on Future. He got enough names, but I'm calling myself Mr. Sensational. Like I don't know like cocky stuff or nothing like that. But every time now I say sensational so much. Like when a waitress asks me like how am I doing, sensational. When somebody at the bank asks me how I'm doing, sensational. But it like kind of throws them off guard because they never hear that. So I think that's why I'm calling myself that. Not because I think I'm better than anybody else or anything like that. But I kind of want to be known for just like catching people off guard, but making their day better. So that's why I'm making it. So Mrs.
I love it because it's like a positive note, like
Yeah,
you got to have that like
yeah.
positivity and like it makes people happy.
Right. It instantly changes the mood of somebody. Like, oh,
Yeah.
okay. Like he's like positivity and good energy is super contagious. Always remember that, people. It's hella contagious.
Yeah. Shit, it puts me in a better mood. I'm like,
Right.
oh,
Right.
you're sensational, so am I.
Right. So that's why I'm gonna go by that now, Miss Sensational. I mean, I'm not gonna like introduce myself as that, but
no, I mean, but
I might change. I might change it on my Zoom calls.
That could be like your like signature in your emails or something.
Oh, for this, definitely is my signature.
Yes.
Or if we really blow up, that's my handle.
Hey, you might want to start using that now.
I am.
But Mr. Sensational, we got a topic today that I know is very, very near and dear to your heart. And it gets you a little worked up at times.
It does.
So I want to throw off the intro to you. And what are we talking about today?
So today we're going to be talking about Jordan 1s, specifically Jordan 1s compared to mids, compared to lows. The reason why this topic is near and dear to my heart is because I'm an avid fan of the Jordan 1. Have tons of them. If you can see, I have just by next to me, I have tons of Jordan 1s next to me. My closet.
Got as many Jordan 1s as you can fit in one hand.
Yeah, and I got closet filled with Jordan 1s, but also one of the things about us, and I don't want to say our job, but the things that we do is we do scour the internet a lot, just looking at topics and see what the people are talking about, the streets are talking about, the sneakerheads are talking about, and blogs and stuff like that. And the topic I've really been seeing very heavy in the last, I want to say year, but specifically in the last 3 to 4 months, that's really been heavy is the mids versus the Jordan 1 and a Jordan high, excuse me. And the reason why this conversation is coming up so much is because there's a huge disdain in the sneaker community, quote unquote sneakerheads have this huge disdain for some reason for the Jordan mid compared to the high and compared to the low. The low, not maybe I wouldn't say doesn't get that huge disdain, but I think the low is in that category as well. But definitely compared to highs and the mids, there's like this huge disconnect and this huge like, know what word I want to use, but there's a little headbutting about why people hate mids so much. Disgust is a perfect word for that. Why people hate Jordan mid so much, or why there isn't love for the Jordan mid. And we're definitely going to dive into that topic today because I'm not a guy who gets into it with people online, but I did get into it with somebody today because today I had time. I had time today, and I was like, you know what? I'm not just gonna let people just talk reckless over the internet and just spew out like nonsensical stuff.
You got an internet battle.
Man, I hate doing it, but sometimes I kind of get a kick out of it. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, okay, so before you get into your internet battle, that I want to hear the details of. Let's distinguish for the listeners who might not know what the hell we're talking about when we say mid.
Yeah.
Because Jordan 1, for those of you again who don't know, is the original Jordan. It's the silhouette that basically Chris has behind him. show up a Jordan 1 really fast. It's probably like the most classic looking Jordan, the first one ever invented, made.
Iconics.
Yes, iconic, got the swoosh, the high top. That's the original Jordan 1. So Jordan 1s, they have a version of a high, a mid, and a low. They're all Jordan 1s, but they're different. They're basically high top all the way to low top. So the main difference, the way you can tell, is the high top is going to have more eyelets. So it has 9 eyelets, and a mid has 8. So they're a little bit of a shorter shoe. They come up a little shorter on your ankle. And then the lows, of course, are going to be a classic low top. I don't even know how many eyelets a low has, but
I don't know either.
They don't have the high top. They don't have the ankle part.
Right. Correct. Also, one of the differences is that on a Jordan, well, look, I can get into it, but specifically the Jordan mids are, I don't know. I don't
say it. Just say it. I know what you're going to say.
Look, I don't want to give too much too soon. So, but that's the biggest difference is what Kelsey talked about. Oh, I remember what I was going to say. Also, people who are not familiar or not super familiar with sneakerheads or like the Jordan 1, there are shoes that have similar silhouettes to the Jordan 1 that people do often get confused. Case in point, the Dunk, the Nike Dunk and the Jordan silhouette are very, very similar. They are 2 different shoes, but they are similar. So quite often there are times, and I've seen it even in sneakerhead posts, where somebody will post a Dunk thinking it's a Jordan 1. I'm like, hey, this is not a Jordan 1. Now, that's not a mistake that you and I would make, but people
because the high Dunks are ugly.
I'm not a fan of them personally. I think
no offense, anyone who has high Dunks.
I'm not a fan of them personally. I'm not like really the biggest fan of Dunks, but I do have a couple pair that I do like. But I will say that the silhouette, can be misconstrued sometimes. So if you're one on that novice side, just be cautious of that. That's what I wanted to say. That's why I had that little brain fart. Sorry about that, guys.
Yeah. Oh, I thought, well, I'm sure you're going to get into this, but
I'm going crazy in today.
The quality is not necessarily the same with a mid and a high.
Okay.
So that's another difference. But I want to hear about this online battle you got into.
I'm gonna get into the online battle. But let me ask you this.
Okay.
This is a question that I get posed a lot, and people ask me all the time. This is the question I probably get the most. Do you wear Air Jordan 1 mids?
Are you asking me?
I'm asking you, Kelsey Cristiano.
I do not own any mids. I do not have any Air Jordan 1 mids. And I get this, so from the female perspective of it, because I have a couple different points that I want to bring out as it relates to mids, but I have so many of my girlfriends and other people will hit me up and be like, they're asking kind of like, oh, what should I get? What kind of sneakers should I get? What do you think of these? What about these? They'll send me colorways or, pictures of sneakers and they ask for my opinion. Like, are these cool? Should I get them? And like, I get so many mids. Came to the, and my first thing is I'm like, girl, those are mids. I don't know about those.
Right.
Like, I just feel a certain type of way about the mids. Right. Like I don't know if it's just like the underlying, like, you've seen those mids. You've seen those mids where, like, I said I did it again.
Those highs.
No, I meant to say memes.
Oh.
I meant to say memes. But there are like these memes where someone, like kind of a hot girl will be like walking out and she's got some sneakers on, and then the guy goes, "Are those mids?"
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's just kind of this within sneaker culture. There's just this like dark cloud kind of hovering over the mids. So I've steered some people away from it because I think in a lot of times this might depend on your like body type. The way that the mid like falls on your ankle it's kind of like this like awkward height in a way.
I agree with that.
But so my original, like, to answer your question, no, I don't have any mids. I will tell you this. I feel like my opinion of them might be slightly changing. I mean, not completely, but what I've really noticed is so many mids are easier to get their hands on.
Absolutely.
There's a lot more coming out, and they have a lot more. They have a lot of different colorways.
A wider range of colors.
Wider range of colorways. So, you know, if you're the sneakerhead that is going after something that, you know, is more of like an OG style, like something that Jordan actually wore, that has a little bit more nostalgic value. Like I can't say that you're not going to find that in a mid.
So hold on, before you finish that, I don't mean to cut you off. So fun fact, Michael Jordan actually preferred to play in mids. He thought the Jordan 1 high was too high for him to play in. That's why there's a rumor that he almost was going to leave Nike because the Jordan 1 was too high. And then that's when he actually played in mids. Then the Jordan 2 was a little bit too high. That's why when you see the Jordan 3, it's significantly lower than the first two. Yeah. But those two were too high for Michael Jordan. So Michael Jordan actually preferred to play in mids, just history perspective. But the Jordan 1 itself actually came out as a high. So I don't want people to think that Michael Jordan didn't play mids. He did.
Yeah. That's a really interesting point, because I don't think I knew that.
I just learned it not too long ago.
That makes sense, because I also don't know how you would really play in a Jordan 1 high in general.
Well, because, you know, back in the day, like the sneakers, you got to look at the Converse weapons and all those sneakers. Yeah,
but those are not like comfortable to play in now.
Well, now, because the technology has come so far, you got to think that was 36, 37 years ago.
Yeah.
You know, so shout out to 85 babies. But yeah, so that's why you can't really get too mad about the mids.
Yeah.
Because that's what Jordan actually preferred to play in. But he was wearing highs. The Jordan that came out as highs.
Yeah.
So I didn't mean to cut you off. You could finish what you were saying.
No. I think this is a good topic point. Because I certainly have noticed that there are a lot of different colorways that come out in mids, which I think if you're looking at it from the perspective, you're just trying to find a sneaker that, you know, might go with a certain outfit, or you're looking for a specific colorway, you're much more likely to find the mid version, I feel like. And they're not as highly sought after, maybe because of the perception of a mid. But you know, they're easier to get your hands on. Yeah. But I want to throw it back to you. You like shed some light on more of like the Jordan 1 mid versus high, and you know what your experience with the mids are. Like, do you own any mids? Would you ever buy mids?
So that's a great question. So for me, my thoughts on the mid are very similar in the sense of like, I personally have always told, like, if somebody came up to me and asked me like, hey, and I always feel this way, when somebody asks me about a sneaker, I feel like they're asking me, is this okay to wear for somebody of your stature as a sneakerhead? So I don't want to steer somebody wrong and say, yes, wear a mid, because I know I personally would not wear a mid. So that's why I do it. Now, if you are not, and there's people who are not as big as sneakerheads or like in it like we are, or like I am at least, I say you are too. You're in there now too. But so I don't want to knock mids. Like, I'm not knocking mids. Like, I'm not saying, oh God, this is the worst shoe ever, blah, 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 blah. But I personally do not like them. I don't like the way they look on my feet. I don't like the way they sit on my ankles. And I think it has that weird in between that, like, it's not a low, like it's cool to sit with like shorts and jeans. And it's like a weird, like, it's not high enough for jeans either. So like, I don't know. And to me, I always feel like mids look cheap for the most part. Now, I will say this. There are a significant handful that aren't, but to me, the majority of mids look cheap compared to their high counterparts. So I don't like that cheap look on a sneaker. If I pay $100, $200, $250 on a sneaker, I don't want it to look cheap. I personally feel like they look cheap. That's why I don't like mids. There's also, I don't like certain aspects of mids that people may not care about, but I do. Like, I don't like the Jumpman sound on the back. I don't like that. I also don't like the Jumpman sound on the tongue. So that's stuff that people might not care about, but I do.
So you know? Mids have the jump. That's something I don't even think I really knew.
Yeah, mids have the Jumpman sound on the back, usually. On
the back and the tongue.
And on the tongue. Now, if you notice, so on the high.
We were gonna do a nice comparison, but I discovered that Chris doesn't have any mids, and neither do I.
So, but I will show you guys.
So maybe someone wants to donate a mid, and we'll do a little demo.
No, so I'm gonna give you something that's the closest to a mid. I do have a high that has the Jumpman sign on the back.
Okay.
So this is a high. This is so it came in a pack. This is the Bulls versus the Celtics pack, and it came together. Now, if you can see the tongue. If you guys, this is your perfect time to go to and watch our video on YouTube, actually. Yes. So if you look at the tongue.
Chris has got a good little demo here on the video.
So the tongue has the Jumpman sign in the air. These are also special. I do like these because it has this little feature on them. But
those are dope.
Yeah, so that's
April 20th. What year?
Yeah, April 20th, 1986, 63 points. So this is when he dropped 63. All right. So this is like very similar to a mid in terms of like just what I was referring to the back, the tongue. And then this is more of like the high that I like. So if you look, there's no Jumpman sign on the back.
Yep.
And then if you look at the tongue, hold on, let me see if I can get it good. The tongue has that Nike Air. I like that vintage look with the Nike Air personally. I like the threes with the Nike heel tab. I like the Nike heel tab over the Jumpman heel tab, and the same thing with the tongue. So that I'm a purist in that sense.
So the Jumpman logo didn't come out for a while. Like the Jumpman logo wasn't even out when Jordan 1s came out.
No, it wasn't. So I'm a purist in that sense. But like I said, if somebody asks me, I'm not going to tell them to go get a mid because I wouldn't wear a mid. Now, if I see somebody with a mid, I'm not going to be like, oh, why are you wearing mids? But just don't come at me with the hate. Because, and I think, and this is the whole thing I really don't like about the sneaker culture also, if you dislike something, you're a hater now.
Yeah.
No, I just dislike them. I'm not a hater. I'm not saying you can't wear them. Like just because you dislike something does not instantly make you a hater. Like, I just don't like them. That's it. Like, I don't like them. There's some mids I do like though. Sorry, I went on a little rant.
No, I love it. This topic gets you hyped up, and I love it. Man. And I think a point to drive home is you're allowed to like what you like, and you're allowed to not like what you don't like. It doesn't mean that anyone's not like cool because they don't agree with you necessarily, but man, there's so many times though, like this is my gripe with it. I think that I see a sneaker come out and I'm like, why are these mids? And maybe I should just get a mid if I like them. I don't know.
See, so
I'll lose my credibility if I say that.
I don't think you'll lose your credibility. I won't look at you different. I might side eye you, but I won't look at you different.
What is she doing in those mids?
Nah, but here's why. So people will say, all right, so I'm gonna tell this Facebook story. And this happened today. So today is what? August 24th, 2021. All right. So this happened today. So in this sneaker group called Sneaker Addicts, somebody posted, why so many people hate mids? There's barely any difference. So I took that as a question of like, what's the difference?
Like so you felt so inclined to respond to this person.
I did because today I knew what we were doing and I was just reading a lot of like nonsense in the group chats.
Yeah.
Or in the group. And that's what bothers me the most is that when just people say dumb stuff, like one guy said, a lot of mids resell for more than highs. Okay. That's just not true. Okay. So that's kind of what got me going. I saw that comment. And then I felt like I just got to go in now. And I just did. Like, I'm going to.
Yeah, what's your response?
Read off. So this is what my initial reply was. And this wasn't a reply to anybody. I just posted in it. And then somebody decided to say something back. Okay. It's not the high that turns people off to mids. The quality and the material for me. Mids usually aren't made with great quality and the fine details. For example, I don't like the Jumpman sign on the back or on the tongue. There's a handful of mids that are made well. So I said, okay. So this guy, I'm not going to say his name because I'm just not the type of guy to judge somebody. So he goes, as if the high and the mids aren't made by the same people. Funny how the quality on both of my high and mids are the same. This is what he said. Now, like I said, I've been a sneakerhead for a long time. I literally like touch sneakers when I go to the stores, even though I don't buy them, just to feel the quality. If you don't like the Jumpman sign, that's one thing. But to say the quality ain't the same, that lost me. Okay, so this is what really got me going. This is the comment that got me going. I said, they aren't the same. In my opinion, it's a fact. Grab a mid bread and a high bread. They aren't the same. Now do the same with the Royals, Chicago's, and etc. I'm not hating on mids, but the difference is evident. Even the shoe breaks down after being worn for a long time isn't the same. Like, so if you wear mids for a while, I don't think that they break down as good. Like, they get stiff and they get real boxy, and it's like a terrible breakdown. If you wear a high for a long time, I feel like it wears like very nicely. It looks good. It looks better with some wear. So that's essentially what I was saying. The dude said, I got both in my hand right now. There's no difference whatsoever in quality. Do you have some kind of research saying that there's different materials or something else that you said? My guy. He goes, I'm 54 years old and been rocking J's since J's was J's. Ain't nothing new here. I guess you think lows are made with even worse material. I said, and then he says, back in the day, they were called 3/4, and you had low top, high top, and 3/4. I was like, bro, I know this. This is in my head. I'm saying I know this.
Yeah.
Like he's almost disrespecting me because he's 54 years old, but like I don't care. Like I'm gonna go in.
Yeah, but he's trying to like display his like knowledge of the topic.
And it doesn't. Yeah. Like the game has changed. Like, you know, like we can sit down and break down these shoes now, not before. Not like we could before. Like if you didn't get the shoe, you wouldn't know. Now we have YouTube, we have all these access. We have experts online who tell us like, hey, this is different, you know? So I'm gonna say this comment, then I'm gonna skip through it a little bit. I said the leather is softer and a different type. What does your age have to do with anything? I've been rocking Jordan since I was 5 years old. I'm not knocking mids or lows. There are some decent quality, but for the most part, a majority of them are not as good as their high counterparts. The question was, is there a difference? And yes, there is a difference. If you can clearly see that regardless, you like mids or highs or whatever. He said, okay, man, whatever. So he's talking about, we were just more talking about back and forth, pretty much saying the same thing. He says he has over 35 pairs. Cool. So then I think this is one that really like kind of
35 pairs of mids?
He has 35 pairs, I think, combined with mids and highs.
Oh, okay.
So I pretty much just say this to him and then it kind of like shuts him down. We go back and forth for a while. The guy works at Chrysler. So then I said, this is my like ether moment. So I said, do the math. If it's different leather, then the quality is different, which also means the leather is cheaper more often than not. Yes, they do use cheaper leather. That's why it's not considered a premium shoe oftentimes. You seriously can't consider yourself a sneakerhead and not know this to be true. They do it all the time. We aren't in the same category of sneakerheads. You're a casual fan. I really do this all the time. I really do this all the time. Your age doesn't make you experienced, just means you're more stuck in your ways. All jokes aside, do some research. Talk to someone from Nike since you don't want to look up YouTube or read from experts. Take care. That's all I said. Because it's not like I want to battle people. Like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to make somebody feel stupid.
Is that when you just drop the mic?
Oh, absolutely. That's when I drop the mic moments. I'm like, I don't have to go back and forth with you. Because the thing is, okay, so anybody who's somewhat type of a sneakerhead or anybody who even like likes clothes, there's quality. Like just because there's two cotton shirts doesn't mean that they're the same quality. And that's what he's trying to say. They're both leather. No, there's different types of leather. If you go in a Mercedes-Benz, right? Is it the same leather as a Honda Accord?
No.
But they're both leather.
But they're both leather.
Right. If you grab a Gucci shirt,
one leather is so soft and the other one is no.
Correct. And that's all I was saying is that's one of the differences that I like. So, so I went on somebody.
Well, hey, you defended your honor, and I'm just really glad that you were arguing about sneakers and not politics.
Nah, I don't do that. I don't talk about politics. The reason why I don't go on politics because online is because the thing is, you feel how you feel, I feel how I feel. And what I say is not gonna really change it. I mean, there's some people like, I mean, I have had these debates and they've seen some of my ways. So I mean, yes, but I just try not to do it. And I definitely don't do it when I'm drinking alcohol. I don't talk about politics and religion when I'm drinking. There's two things I never talk about.
Probably the sick guy. But I have some things now that you're done sharing the exchange that I want to discuss a little further with you.
Go.
Because these are a few things that came to mind too. Because I think that an interesting idea, like, how do I even Jordan, the quality of Jordans has improved, between 1985 when Jordans first came out and 2021 where we are today. And I think that might be an interesting thing to think about is, was he comparing a earlier Jordan 1 that maybe didn't have Jordan 1 high that maybe has since improved in the leather quality, because that's just it they all have they've improved, right? Like Jordan
You're right.
The quality of Jordan 1s today are better than they were earlier on.
Yeah, technology's gotten better.
Technology is better.
Right.
So it could be, in my mind, possible that he was comparing a Jordan 1 high that had not as great quality leather because it was an older sneaker to a newer mid.
Correct.
But also, there's no debate in sometimes a grade school release doesn't have as premium quality leather as a adult release.
And that's what
that's knowledge.
And that's knowledge, but he's trying to say because it's Nike, they're not going to use cheaper material. Yes, they will. Yes, they will. It's called economics. You're not going to put.
That's like a logical error, basically, to try to say that it's not the same company. It is the same quality product material.
Let's put it like this. Let's look at it like this.
They are not making toddler shoes that have the same quality leather that you're getting in a men's sneaker.
Like that logic is so dumb. Here's why. Look at.
He would not pass his LSAT.
I'm just going to the basics. Go to McDonald's. McDonald's. Order a McChicken. Now go to McDonald's and order that Southern style chicken sandwich. And you tell me, do they use the same chicken patties? Same company, same chicken, and it's both chicken sandwiches. Are they the same quality? Is one cheaper and is one not? I bet you it's a lot cheaper to make that McChicken than is that Southern style chicken sandwich. Or that McDouble compared to that Angus beef sandwich. That's a cheaper product from the same company. It happens all the time.
That is a wonderful analogy, Chris.
That's the thing, man. I appreciate that. Thank you. But so I want to ask you a question. I have my theories and my opinions, but I want to know what yours is. Mm-hmm. So this hype and this conversation has gotten a lot louder in the last, like I said, few months to a year. Why do you think that is? And I'm gonna tell you why I think it is.
I think that, are you asking the topic of mids or the disdain for mids just resurfacing?
The topic of mids and why now, because I'm starting to see more people be okay with wearing mids.
Gotcha.
Why do you think that is?
I think that
there's always been a disdain for mids.
Sneakers as a whole are just and with the combination of Instagram and social media have become extremely popular and popularized. And, it's easy to post a pic on Instagram with your sneakers and your outfit, you tag it, blah, blah, blah. You look cool. You want the attention. TikTok coming out, just sneaker culture has kind of just blown up recently. And, more people are trying to get into it. And I think it's just it's a way to even, sell more sneakers, more colorways. And I think there's probably people that are newer to the sneaker game don't realize there's this kind of underlying bad rap with the mids. Like they don't, number one, they wouldn't be able to tell the difference because they look pretty much the same. You know, I remember my first instance when, you know, someone like, when I first started getting into sneakers, they were like, dang, the mids look so similar to the highs now. And I was like, huh? Like, you know, it was a moment for me where I had to be like, what's the difference between a mid and a high? Like, cause I couldn't really tell the difference, honestly. But I think, yeah, people don't know. So they probably they don't know the difference between a high and a mid. And so why would they think anything of it? And that it's got this like underlying kind of connotation that you don't really do that in the sneaker world. You opt for a high top.
Right.
I guess that would be my answer for that. Why do you think it's became more acceptable now, or not looked down upon as much?
You know why? Scarcity. Scarcity is my answer. A lot of people, actually, there's a few reasons. Scarcity is one. So it's so hard to get a Jordan 1 now, even a terrible release, ugly colorway. Like I hate the fusion colorway that just popped in the high. It's sold out. So everybody has this FOMO, fear of missing out.
Yep.
So, well, I can't get that. I got to get the next best thing. And so the next best thing is a Jordan mid. So then you're starting to hear this, I don't want to use the word propaganda, but it's propaganda of people saying, oh, but why are you hating on Jordan mids? Why are you hating on Jordan mids? You a sheep. You a sheep. You a follower. You a follower. Oh, man, you a real sneakerhead. You wear anything. That's not true. And the reason why is because they can get their hands on the mids, so they want everybody else to feel like I'm still cool. That's the first thing. The second thing is the Last Dance hype. Everybody's like, it goes back to what you were saying a little bit. Everybody's like, oh, I'm a new sneakerhead now. Hell yeah, I want to get Jordans. Man, they don't know about sneakers app. They don't know about Nike. They don't know about all these raffles and stuff like that. Oh, yeah. I'm walking there. Yeah, hell yeah, I got these breads. But they're not the breads. Oh, hell yeah, I got these Chicagos. They're not the Chicagos. It's just enough for them to recognize similar colors and then associate it with the high version of it, so they feel good about it. Yeah. And then, like you said, the resale on these are not crazy. Like you rarely gonna see a mid go over $300. Rarely. And then also a lot of people are trying to be resellers now. So like they buying up mids, and I'm like, yo, there's no resale value in it, but people are buying them. So like, but they're not buying them obviously for like, this shoe is going for $500 starting. You know, like you're never going to see a mid go for that high, except maybe like a couple, like 2 or 3 pairs. Yeah. So there's a lot of factors in why mids are becoming so popular. And the thing is also, I personally see more women wearing mids, but they're more fashionable with the outfits that they wear because it has more, man, I hate using this phrase, but I'm sorry to all the women out there, but feminine friendly colors. Like they have the brighter pinks, the purples, the violets, and they have a lot more shoes catered towards women in the mids. Highs don't do that so much. They don't have that so much. So that's why you're seeing that as well. Is also there's a lot of kids version of mids. Like, hey, these colors are kid friendly, like really bright, vibrant, fun colors. Whereas like Jordan highs are really like hard, OG, sneakerhead, raw colorways. So that's why a lot of people are gravitating towards the mid, and then they're trying to make, I don't want to say us, they're trying to make people feel like also jump on the bandwagon to like, these are cool, right? These are cool, right? No, they're not cool. So that's why you're seeing the mid hype. But like I said, there's some mids that are dope. Like I see women wearing some dope mids. I just don't think they look good on me. That's all I'm saying. Like, if you want to wear mids, wear them. Wear what you like. Chris and Kels are firm believers in wearing what you like. Don't let her influence you. If you like them, you like them. Like, look, I like the Yeezy slides. I like the foam runners. Kelsey may not like them, but I'm gonna wear them anyway. Just that simple.
Hey, I couldn't have said it better, but I think I agree with you. Like the colorways on the mids, it's easier. I was like, they don't sell anywhere near the price of the highs. And if you want something that looks like a Chicago 1 high top, you can get it in a mid, and there's not going to be a lot of people that are going to be able to
right. Or if you want a white and orange mid, they got it. Like,
yeah, if you're looking for something specific, like, hey, I got this outfit, I want this to go with it. Like, oh, I'm not going to spend $500 on the, Jordan 1 high when I can get a similar version that has the same colorways, because they look just the same to anyone that's not paying attention to sneakers. Who cares if the toe box has this color on it and the swoosh is this color, but the original version was switched up.
Right. That's us. That's us that makes that distinction. But like for somebody who's walking around, hey, my fit is on point. I achieved the goal I wanted to achieve. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
I don't see anything wrong with that. But there is
part of sneaker style too.
It is, man. And it is part of sneaker style. But I don't want people to feel bad because they wear mids. Don't think like I'm gonna you're an outcast to me because you wear mids. Wear your mids, man. Wear them and wear them with pride.
I have a confession.
Well, you gonna get a pair of mids?
I'm thinking about it.
There's no mids that have hit my radar that I have any desire to have.
I don't necessarily, but like I just wanted like all white pair of Jordans, and because I really wanted the neutral grays.
Lows? Or highs?
I would take the lows and the highs, but I really like the highs. I like the highs better than the lows and the all white. But the neutral grays have a gray swoosh and the rest is white basically. But I mean, you can get an all white mid for $100.
And they keep coming.
And I will tell you, I will not be afraid about, messing it up a little bit. I mean,
but that's the thing.
I wouldn't mess them up a ton, but
they keep
coming out. And you're not gonna feel bad about it.
Right. And they keep coming out just like Air Force Ones. You're gonna keep So
yeah.
I mean, so like, hey, rock your mids, rock your highs. But like
just understand. There's a few colorways that I'm just like, damn, I wish this was a high. But
I do. No, I agree with you, because like the Pollens that just dropped.
Yeah.
The Pollens, so if you're not familiar with the Pollens, it's a yellow and black colorway. Mm-hmm. Mids had that colorway maybe 3 times already in different forms. Like they're just coming out on the highs. But compare that.
I'm weirded out about where it's going to be on my ankle. I don't know.
But compare that pollen to that mid, and I bet you they are not the same quality of sneaker. That's the only thing. Leather better, quality better. So. But like I said, for every one high that comes out, there's like 10 mids that come out.
Yeah.
So, but true. We got to wrap this up today.
Yeah, that was a good one. I know we're both passionate about this.
We are. But if you guys, one of the things I do want to say about Jordans is every colorway that's starfish, so orange, black and white, is not a shattered backboard. Every color, every orange Jordan 1 is not a shattered backboard. Can we stop this, please? If you don't know what I'm talking about, don't worry about it. But the sneakerheads know what I'm talking about.
What people thinking that the starfish is the shattered backboard?
Does it keep saying the shattered backboard lows? No, everything's not a shattered backboard. But I do want those lows.
You like the lows that are coming out? Those come out soon.
They come out. I don't know. I heard they're gonna get pushed back, but they're coming out.
I thought they were coming out soon.
They are. No, they are coming out. I think they're coming out next week or something like that. Also, the Lightning 4s. Hey, yeah, boy, needs those. But hey, I need you.
I'll give you a try because I don't think I want them.
Yeah, I need you. I need your help on both of those kicks. But the reason why I like the starfish is because if you haven't noticed, House of Trade is orange, and Kicks of the Trade are orange. So I like to have sneakers that match my my branding.
Yeah.
Or our branding.
I love it.
So you need to get a pair too.
Maybe I will.
But they come out on different days, so you can help me and I can help you.
The starfish and the lightnings?
They come out on different days, but the starfish men's and the starfish women's don't come out on the same day.
Oh, so they're doing a women's. Okay.
Yeah, so you need to get them so we can like do a photo shoot for like our. But this is off camera. We can do this later.
Yeah.
Wrap this up.
Let's wrap it up. Thanks for listening, y'all. This is Kicks of the Trade. I'm Kels. You can find me on Instagram at Kelsey Cristiano, no H in my last name, like Cristiano Ronaldo. Find us on Instagram, please. kicksofthetrade.podcast. Share it with your friends. If you got a friend that's like wearing mids and it's bothering you, I don't know, share this episode with them. Yeah. Or if you love mids and like want to talk shit to us, like do it.
Share this episode. I mean, look, we ain't knocking that much, do we?
No, we didn't.
So
we didn't.
But just share it, man. We want to blow up just like everybody else want to blow up. Like, we want to share our content with the world because I think we got stuff to say. Yeah. But find me on Instagram, C_Hollows, and follow House of the Trade. _INC, and then kicksofthetrade.podcast. You guys can find us. You see our faces on social media.
Oh my God. That was a beautiful face, Mr. Sensational. And you have a brand new background. I didn't even get to shout it out yet, guys. Check out Chris's background.
Go check it out on YouTube. Hey. But also, hey, Mr. Sensational. That might be the new handle now. So
it could kind of be like, okay, I'll say one last thing before we sign off. But like Mr. Wonderful.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And Mr. Sensational
is
also bald.
Bald head gang.
Or Mr. Clean.
All right, we're done. We're done.
Sorry. All right. Peace.